It's one of those stories when you first heard about it, you said, "What? Are you kidding?" No way. But there were arrests, there were search warrants, there were court appearances. And then suddenly it went away, leaving a lot of people thinking that we might never know what it was all about. But News 13 investigative reporter Larry Barker kept digging. And tonight, he reveals the inside story of the secret sex ring that stunned the state.
Over 1,000 men were participants in illegal sex for hire in Albuquerque.
This wasn't just involving talk about sex. This was involving sexual acts for hire.
Southwest Companions had higher-end prostitutes. Not just anyone can afford $300 for an hour.
He is among New Mexico's most respected educators in a career spanning 40 years. Dr. Chris Garcia has been a UNM professor, vice president, college dean, provost, and the university's 17th president. Today, that distinguished career is in ruins. In one fell swoop, Chris Garcia went from this to this.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you in a court of law.
Dr. Garcia's downfall was his secret participation in a high-class call girl service. It's not your typical North Valley massage parlor. You see, these Southwest Companions were part of a sophisticated high-tech criminal enterprise, a virtual house of prostitution. Mark Drebbing is a Bernalillo County Deputy DA.
You have a website that's promoting, advertising, soliciting customers and prostitutes.
APD Sergeant Jason Peck, who works undercover, is assigned to the Special Investigations Division.
It was a big deal. Southwest Companions reached across the country. These women are professional prostitutes who travel from city to city and conduct sex for hire.
Southwest Companions was not open to just anybody who wanted a prostitute. It was operated as an exclusive, password-protected, members-only club offering more than 100 top-dollar call girls.
It wasn't an open website that just any random public member can access. These were people who were looked into, backgrounded, that were confirmed, not law enforcement members, thus making it a very secure place to conduct illegal activity.
This was, in my opinion, a very sophisticated operation because both the prostitutes and the customers, the Johns, remained anonymous. There wasn't an easy way that law enforcement could track who was on the website.
Among the ladies selling sex on Southwest Companions, Russian Emma, known to police as Konya Prinster. Now, Konya describes herself as a supermodel, and she's often photographed in the company of big Hollywood movie stars. But in New Mexico, Russian Emma is a $300 an hour call girl. Sassy Gwynn describes herself as a country girl, but in the city, police identify Sassy as 36-year-old Virginia Montano. Records show Sassy Gwynn charges as much as $700 for unspeakable sex acts. Sweet Seduction calls herself a career entertainer who likes to play guitar and the harmonica, but behind closed doors, Sweet Seduction plays a different tune. Detectives identify her as 51-year-old Deborah Innes, a $300 an hour hooker. An estimated 1,400 men actively participated in the Southwest Companions website.
Who were the customers of Southwest Companions?
Generally, the customers were upstanding citizens within this community, soliciting prostitutes and remaining anonymous.
This Albuquerque businessman was arrested for his involvement. In a police interview, he described Southwest Companions.
SCC creates a safe environment for men and prostitutes to hook up.
The driving force behind New Mexico's elite call girl service was an East Coast University professor. By day, Dr. David Flory taught physics at New Jersey's Fairleigh Dickinson University. Online, Flory was known as David 8, the covert owner of Southwest Companions. Flory lives part-time in Santa Fe.
He was operating and owning that website, and it was clear from his posts as well as his statements that it was for purposes of prostitution.
Flory was arrested in 2011 for promoting prostitution. During a police interrogation, he denied breaking the law.
I regard what I'm doing as promoting prostitution. I regard it as a place for people to talk.
So what was the purpose of Southwest Companions?
I wanted to provide a safer place for people who want to indulge in adult activities without the dangers of the street, without the dangers of the drugs, without some of the problems that, in my view, occur with some of the unpleasant sides of prostitution.
And then there's Chris Garcia. Jamie Cook is vice chair of the UNM Board of Regents.
He was very, very well liked, very well appreciated, and a lot of people had a lot of admiration for him.
Nobody knew about Chris Garcia's secret life. Behind the closed door of his UNM office, the one-time university president would log onto Southwest Companions as Berkey Pops.
His role was to maintain the anonymity and confidentiality of the website members.
Chris Garcia scheduled the girls on a calendar, projecting girls who were coming into the town. We might have a girl coming in next week. He would announce her coming, post some reviews about her.
So was Chris Garcia in it for the money?
There wasn't any money exchanged to the moderators of the website. Chris Garcia, however, was actively posting that he was, in fact, dating these prostitutes.
Based on the evidence, Chris Garcia had a hooker problem.
Yes.
Garcia's distinguished career came crashing down 2 years ago when he was arrested, accused of promoting prostitution.
I couldn't believe it. That's not the Chris Garcia I knew.
A search of his campus office revealed sex toys and porn. His university computer was seized. At APD, Garcia declined to give a statement to detectives. 2 years later, the criminal case against Flory and Garcia came to an abrupt end. You see, because New Mexico's prostitution laws were first written in 1921, 50 years before the invention of the home computer, the New Mexico Supreme Court ruled an online call girl service did not meet the legal definition of a house of prostitution. Without the possibility of a successful prosecution, the DA has now closed the criminal case. Boxes of unused evidence sit in storage. David Flory resigned from Fairleigh Dickinson. He did not respond to our request for comment. Chris Garcia declined an interview, but the 73-year-old former educator did apologize for his actions. Chris Garcia's affiliation with UNM has been suspended and may be permanently revoked.
If Chris Garcia were to walk in this room today, right now, do you have anything to say to him?
I'd grab his hand and shake him, give him a good hug, and say, good luck.
Larry Barker, KRQE News 13.